I've officially signed as an MMA fighter to the fastest growing sports league in the world. The PFL, baby.
Jake Paul's recent career announcement is putting boxing pundits in severe tremors. The man is quitting boxing altogether. After his simulation fights he had branded as matches, Paul's reputation took an irreparable hit, and with no respect left to earn from any sponsors at this point, it seems only fitting that he retired from the sport.
I've already disrupted boxing, and now it's time to disrupt MMA. I know this is such a tough sport, and it's not going to be easy.
So what does a man with no money and a desire to make cash do? He simply switches over to MMA and PFL, a league still in search of foothold. Why stay in the sport that requires so strict of effort? Jake's plan is simple: move to where the bar is set low for him, make money, and do what he does best: ruin everything he touches.
And not to mention that these champions get $1 million when they join the PFL, baby.
The plan is straightforward: cash out, ruin MMA, and do it all under the umbrella of riding the emerging MMA wave. Classic Jake Paul.
I talked to Nikisa an hour ago.
The
point is, yeah, I talked to Nikisa an hour ago. Two things are happening. Jake is super successful in boxing. Whether you love Jake or hate Jake, we can all agree that guy's the man when it comes to generating attention and revenue and viewership with his boxing career. And it's more successful than it was when we signed him on the boxing side. That has delayed MMA. That's delayed MMA because he's killing it on the boxing side. So will MMA happen with PFL? Yes, it will. Has it been delayed? Yes, it has. My guess is fall of this year, but I don't think it's going to be before then. It's got so many things going on in boxing.
Yeah, it's kind of what they told us as well. We did a little roundtable with him last month, and Nikisa and Amanda in Orlando, and we just basically like, listen, I got a box. So it could be maybe later this year, maybe 2026, but he's planning on doing it. At least that's
he's going to look. He's going to do it. And by the way, every time you've asked me or Nikisa or Jake, we've probably given similar answers without coordinating. We thought for sure it was 2024 fall.
It's all about money to Paul. The PFL gave him a multi-million-dollar deal not due to his skill but for his follower count. With Don Davis, the founder of PFL, now claiming that his value lies in marketing rather than fighting, it is safe to say that Jake would never be pursuing victory in any fight, but rather some good attention.
There's league, baby! And not only am I an MMA fighter now officially signed to an organization, but I am also a co-founder of the new PFL pay-per-view super fight division.
Some boxing analysts are questioning his departure, whether it's because he is not good enough at competitive boxing. To that, the answer is absolutely. His switching to MMA is just an easy way out.
This league is absolutely the most lit thing in the world! Alright, I need to calm down. But seriously, I'm excited.
Competition and defeating tough opponents is the way respect is earned in boxing. However, in Jake's situation, he likes to pretend rather than act. It is easier to pose as a superstar in MMA, and that is where he is most comfortable.
I'm going to use my platform to market PFL fighters and introduce them to my fans worldwide. I personally will be deeply involved in making sure that the PFL is the best place in the world for fighters.
Under the organizational umbrella of PFL, the Jake circus continues. This is not a change made out of sporting ambition, but rather a way to fill his bank account with money. Estimates indicate over $30 million is what Jake makes every year from everything he does.
If that's not balls, then I don't know what it is.
But we must admit, it is difficult to respect someone who views combat sports as a cash grab. Jake Paul gets it right when he claims that he is more of a businessman than a boxer. What Paul makes is not an attempt, but simply something easily achievable and calculated to maximize profit.
And I'm taking this seriously, okay? Yes, I still want to become a world champion in boxing.
It is evident even to the PFL that they know what their goals entail. Don Davis referred to Jake as a marketing genius, which is a civil way of asserting he was appointed for publicity unlike skill. Monetizing his reputation is the focus of Jake rather than proving himself.
Whether you love Jake or hate Jake, we can all agree That guy's the man when it comes to generating attention and revenue and viewership.
Now, what are his timeframes? Jake was supposed to make his MMA debut in 2024, but this has now been extended to late 2025. The explanation he provides is boxing commitments. Truth is, his calendar is completely empty apart from evading ranked foes for the sake of retaining his ego.
When we signed him, on the boxing side, that has delayed MMA. That's delayed MMA. So will MMA happen with PFL? Yes, it will. Has it been delayed? Yes, it has. My guess is fall of this year.
Let's put this into perspective. Jake portrayed himself as boxing's Jesus, but his fights were against completely mismatched opponents. Tyron Woodley, retired UFC fighter. Ben Askren doesn't know boxing. And Nate Robinson, professional basketball player. The first time he encountered a genuine boxer, Tommy Fury, he was exposed.
My advisor, Nikisa Bedarian, is also joining as a co-founder of this new division for the PFL, and I'm appointing him the head of making everyone money.
The entirety of Jake's boxing career resembles a poorly compiled joke. Critics have for ages accused him of cherry-picking his opponents, and now, it is fast becoming reality. While greats like Mayweather and Pacquiao endured harsh competition as teenagers, Jake crafts his build by defeating non-boxers.
But it matters. The opponent matters. Right? The opponent always matters. Jake is brilliant at picking opponents. So, of course it matters who the name and the opponent is.
Instead of stepping up, Jake keeps handpicking easy opponents while running his mouth. This transition to MMA feels like another escape route to avoid real challenges.
This means the best fighters fight the best fighters every single year, which is better for you. I'm bringing you the best fight.
Is there anyone more delusional? Ditching boxing for MMA is easier than facing the truth. Jake isn't built for real boxing. Compared to actual boxers, his career is laughable.
I'm like, man, yeah, them dudes just using their YouTube status to come in boxing and make all this money.
Jake loves flaunting numbers like $65 million in pay-per-view sales. But people aren't paying to see a fighter. They're paying to watch his ego get punched. And after all that, he's never faced a ranked professional boxer.
You are a YouTuber. You ain't a boxer, mate. This guy never took a punch. He's never took one serious punch. Here's what he's took off Anderson Silva. And he's done this. What is that?
His loss to Tommy Fury exposed every flaw in his game. Critics called it a public unmasking, revealing Jake's career as a house of cards built on weak opponents and YouTube fame.
Watching Netflix on Friday night, JakePaul, Mike Tyson?
Yes, I was. But what did I make of it? I think commercially and a business sense, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Both men made a ton of money. So best of luck to them, congratulations. As far as the boxing fight, it wasn't a fight, it was a tip and tap, don't hit me, I won't hit you. Circle the ring a little bit, make it look good. That's all it was. So I don't really make too much of it.
The real tragedy isn't Jake, it's what he's done to boxing. By turning the sport into his personal reality show, he's hurt its credibility. Jake isn't leaving boxing because he's outgrown it. He's leaving because the sport demanded more than he could offer.